Hello, everyone. This is LNS Piping Tea. I'm doing a segment today about getting through breakups, separations, and divorce. I know those are hard times for men or women. It doesn't matter what, person it is, a man or a woman. Breakup and separation and divorce is a very hard time for some people. Most of the time, it feels like death, where you have to grieve. And I understand, believe me, I understand how that feels. And um, you have to understand. Oh, dropped one of my earrings. But going through a breakup or a separation or a divorce can be hard. And when you're going through that, some people can get through it real easy and know what to do or, how to get over it real fast. And some people don't. I know going through that is like a grieving method that you have to do. And it feels like somebody just stabbed you in your heart. If you the person that's affected by the breakup or the separation or the divorce. Because sometimes it's only just one party that's suffering from it and the other one is just doing their thing, getting through life and feeling happy and doing well about everything, so they not feeling anything about going through that. But the other person that's feeling a little suffer or sad or depressed or whatever, it feels like somebody done stabbed you in your heart. Somebody done just ripped your heart right out of your chest, and you like, I thought we were going to be together for a long time. So I understand how that feels. Things that you can do to get through that, you can do exercise. um you can do like breathing methods. You can do meditation to help with that. Um, don't go on the binge of eating a whole lot of food and a whole lot of junk food, and drinking a lot, because that could happen. A lot of people will start. I done seen people who, went through a breakup or a divorce or a separation where they started just eating a lot and drinking a lot and stuff just to cope with what they're going through. And I understand, some people will run to that, but you need to do a more healthier way of dealing with, breakup, separation, and divorce. And I would say another thing, keep yourself busy, find a hobby. Don't start dating yet. Because you don't want to take you don't want to take your unhealed self to start dating people. You need to start healing on yourself. And healing can be going to church, meditation, being around, have a supportive friends that's going to talk to you and build you up to make you feel better. You're going to need to do things that you like to do. Get up, even though you don't feel like getting up. Get up and just do something. Even if you're taking yourself a walk, go take a walk. Talk to yourself while you're taking that walk. Um, Write down pros and cons about the relationship y'all had and what it feels like since y'all not together, and what it can be like since y'all not together, and do some pros and pros and cons on that too. And think of happy things to do. Don't think about what that person is doing. Don't think about if they got another person or having sex with the other person or anything like that. Get that out your mind. Take all that negativity thinking about what that other person is doing and throw it away and start thinking positive. Get that person out your mind, because you're giving them too much energy, from you, and you're going to start looking like what you're going through. And you don't want to do that. And I know it's hard. I know it's sad. I know it feels like death. I know it feels like you just lost everything when that person leaves you, or if you leave that person, because sometimes it could be you feeling like that because you had to leave that person. um But I know it has a hard feeling, like a down feeling. I know that. But you have to pick yourself up. You have to keep on moving. Pray if you have to. Go on dates with yourself. Take yourself out on dates, go to movies, go to dinner, go to museums, take trips by yourself. And like if you have holidays or anniversaries that's coming up that you had with that person, and you know that they're not gonna try to call you or text you or nothing like that, or try to say, hey, let's go on a date or something because it is our don't worry about any of that. On those days, take yourself somewhere, do something, read a book, go to the movies, go to dinner, go to the museum, go to a paint and sip, do something that's going to make you feel happy about just being by yourself. Sometimes it's probably a good thing that y'all not together. And it's probably for the best. If not, if that person cares about you or love you, um, if it was meant for y'all to be together, y'all will be back together. So for that time space that y'all not together, just in case something happened, the universe bring y'all back together, do you enjoy yourself? you know I say heal before you start dating. Make sure you over that person. Make sure your heart is healed. Make sure your mind and your mental is in a good place. Make sure that when you see that person, you're not about to start crying or feeling sad or nothing like that. That's how you'll know that you heal and you're whole. And when you get to that point, after the breakup or whatever, or separation or divorce, then start dating. Cause then you're not bringing that um bunch of stuff that you had over there over here to this new person. So you have to be a healed person, a whole person, to be able to start dating again. And don't let nobody tell, oh man, you should start dating. Oh girl, you should start dating. Skip him or skip her or whatever. Get yourself together. Get you a new boo or whatever. No, you need to heal, because you cannot go into another relationship unhealed, because you're bringing toxicness or unhealedness into that next relationship. And that's not fair to the next person. So you need to heal. It's okay to have friends, that you could talk to or whatever. But until you heal, you should not date. I know you feel like you want to be with somebody because that person done left you, or you left that person or whatever. And you feel like you want to be with somebody because you're sad, you're lonely, you're depressed, and you feel like you need to fulfill that void. And I understand that. But you need to look into yourself. You need to look into your inner self, and you need to build yourself back up. You got to know who you are, what you are worth, what you can do, all that, to get yourself back to knowing that who you are. You know, how can you make the other person feel better when you start dating again or getting into a relationship again? You have to know who you are first. You got to know what you like first. You got to know how you want to be treated first before you go into another relationship. Now, if say, the person you moved on or whatever, and you getting yourself together, you happy. You at a happy point now. And it's okay to cry. So man or woman, it's okay to cry and get it out your system, because crying builds up energy for you. It builds up to know who you are. It's not weak, it's building yourself up to know who you are. And it's okay to cry. Don't feel like you're weak because you're crying. Cry, let it out. Have a crying fiesta. Get it out your system. And don't let nobody tell you that you shouldn't cry over this. It's a breakup, it's a divorce, it's a separation. You're human, and it's okay to cry. And that's something that you need to do to get it out your system. And if that person decide to want to come back to you and talk to you, they don't have to do some things to get back to you. They're gonna have to say, for instance, if y'all just boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, they're gonna have to show you that you are the person they really want to be with. They have to show you. They have to woo you. You know what I'm saying? So don't just be like, "Oh, okay, I missed him, and I missed her. I want to be." No, they're gonna have to do something to show you that they want to be with you, and don't just settle for anything. They hurt you. They broke you for that moment. So they have to do something to make you feel like, okay, should I take this person back? Just like with a marriage. If y'all separated or got a divorce or whatever, and now they want to come back into your life and say, "Hey, I want to be with you," they have to do something to show that you are the person, and they sorry, and they're gonna have to do counseling, show that this is who you are, the person they really want. They're gonna have to go to counseling. That you guys gonna have to start dating. This is if y'all married, if y'all were married, and you got a divorce, and they want to come back into your life. They're gonna have to date you. They're gonna have to woo you. You guys gonna have to do marriage counseling. You're gonna have to do counseling, period, because you need that healing to get back together, and you need the dating to learn each other over, because y'all been apart for so long. You're different now, you know. But if you feel like you don't want to take that person back because they broke you so bad and they hurted you so bad, and it's okay not to want to take them back. And you have to have the courage enough to tell them, "Hey, I care a lot about you, but I feel like I can't take you back after all what we went through." And it's okay to feel like that. But you have to love yourself. You have to love yourself more than anything, because if you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody else. You can't accept love from anybody else. You have to love yourself. So you have to figure out who you are. You got to understand what what do you give? What can you give? So I say that I don't know how to send a link. I don't know how to send a link. You gonna have to teach me that. I don't know how to send a link. I think I got it in Facebook. You can look on my Facebook, and see if it's on there. But I still don't know how to send links to nobody yet. Sorry. But yeah, so you have to love yourself. You got to understand what that is. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna see. I gotta see if my guy can. I think I'm sending it right. Hold on, y'all. Let's see. All right, I think I sent it to you. See if I sent it to you. Hold on. I just learned something, so I know how to do it now. I I know how to send the links now. but but yeah, you guys, you're gonna have to I'm so proud of myself right now that I know how to do the links now. Okay. Okay. Anywho. So yeah, you have to start dating. And another thing, while you're going through your breakup or separation or divorce and stuff like that, it's okay to listen. I thought that's what I hold on, let me see. Wait a minute. How do I do that? Oh, you're killing me here. How do I do that? How do I send the stream link? That's what I want to learn how to do to send that. Okay, so how do I send the StreamYard link? Okay, give me a minute, y'all. That's what I'm trying to. I'm learning a lesson here. Oh, so what would I? I'm on my phone. Mm, okay, that's not it. Oh, geez. They have. Okay, I don't see it on the thing right now. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I see it. I'm learning. I'm learning, y'all. I am learning. Okay, I got copied. And then, oh, Jesus. How am I put it on here? Okay. It's not letting me. Oh, you better stop it. Did I just do that? I did. I just did it. Okay, so it's on there, y'all. Yeah, I just did. I just put it in the chat. You don't see it? Yeah, I just put it in the chat. So it's in the chat. Oh, wait, hold on. Ha.
All right, you got it. You
I
did it.
got it.
You did it.
Oh, it took a minute.
I'm
I'm
proud of you.
learning. I'm proud of myself. I've been wanting to know how to do that for the longest.
Yeah. So I just left the barber shop.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah. He heard the show.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
He was very happy. He was very happy.
Happy about what?
You said some things to him today that warmed and shocked him, so he was very happy.
Oh, okay. That's nice. I'm happy. I'm happy.
Yeah, he thinks this is good therapy for you.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I enjoy doing this though. I really do. I
Yeah,
enjoy
he
doing
was
this.
very surprised to hear you doing this, like, because this is not normally you. He's like, no, she really is like shut off. Like she don't really be out there doing this. So he was shocked that you was like doing this.
Well, that's good. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
yeah, it was a very good response. You know,
That's good.
he just thought you was finna start crying. He's like, oh, I hope she don't start crying.
No, no.
It's good.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, so
I'm
I was
I'm
like, no, I don't think she's gonna start crying.
I'm way past that now. Way past that now. That's why I'm saying like it's breakups and separation and divorce is like a like death. And a lot of people that I done talked to about who been through divorce or separation or breakups, they say the same thing. It feels like death. It hurts. Um, they don't want to do anything, and um, they say that okay, they'll say they the way they got through it was friends and families that helped them through it or whatever. And I can understand that a lot. And since my separation, I've been going through therapy and talking to friends and family that's been supporting me, and I've been through a lot. I done heard things. Um like I done told you before, hearing things from other people or from
Right.
this mysterious person that was that was calling me and telling me things about him, which when I look at things, it start to line up to what that person was saying. So, I'm like, okay, well, it's just time for me to move on because I did my best. And that's another thing that you got to pay attention to. If somebody telling you, don't let no man or no woman tell you more than once that they don't want you. And you have to learn that. And you don't keep asking somebody to be with you when they clearly don't want to.
That is a fact. And if you sense that, like, you can feel a change too. I can feel
Yep.
it from text messages. I can feel it a mile away. I'm just like, something's wrong. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't be knowing what it is, but I just knew. And it was like the trip to Houston did it. I just know that was that trip. So I was like, she came back from Houston. I didn't know who she was anymore. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I don't know who this is no more. What happened to you in Houston? But
Yeah.
yeah, when people do and act in such a way, I try to basically people gonna go through a trial of fire. It's unfortunate. I was like, my ex has ruined me. I was a very pull the chair out before you eat guy. I was I was a nice guy, and this woman had ruined me.
And see,
I was like,
and that's what a lot of people keep telling me too. Don't let that person ruin you and make you bitter. And I'm like, I'm not bitter. I don't want to be bitter because
right,
I done heard stuff that from other people that what he done said about me, and they were lies. And that I think that what hurt me because I was the type of wife where I was loyal, I was faithful. I wanted to see you win. I was always there. And he didn't appreciate most of that. I mean, he was wonderful when he was wonderful. And I know I have my issues also. But if I never got addressed from him, if things I said or did bothered him, how would I know what I'm doing wrong or if I was hurting him? And that comes with comprehension and comprehend. I mean communication and comprehension. And
Mhm.
I wasn't getting that. And that was a problem for me.
Yeah, communication is very key. That's why I always try to make sure I communicate all the time, so they will always know. Like they'll never have to be an assumption because I'm gonna communicate, so you don't ever have to assume. So
Right.
that's why I always want to make sure nobody should be able to tell you about me, because you're gonna know everything there is to know about me.
Right.
So you and that's what I'm saying. Knowledge and knowing, can nobody lie to you if you know. I'd be like, oh, I know him. I know exactly what he
Right.
finna do at this time. I know
Right.
everything about it.
Right. And
So
see,
that's the way I try to do it through communication. So there'll be no reason for assumptions. I'm
yeah.
like, I'm like, how you fall for that? You know me better than anybody. Like I remember somebody was like, yeah, he was doing this, and he said he was gonna take her to the wedding. He's like, he was gonna stand up in a wedding. Yeah, well, that's not him. He definitely didn't say that. Because if you know him, he do not want to stand up in nobody's wedding.
Mhm.
I was like,
Mhm.
you know me, I don't want to stand up in a wedding. I barely want to be at one. They gotta drag me to the wedding. Then
Mhm.
I end up having fun. Then I don't want to lead the wedding. I'll be
Right.
like, the reception part was great.
Yeah.
I'll be the main one going kicking and screaming because
Yeah.
I was like, I do not like going through that. But that's another thing too. Like we was talking about on the other one, on the other podcast, sharing like people doing things with each other. Y'all have to, you know, and share each other's hobbies. Like you might have something you want to do, and y'all share and do things together. The moment people stop
Mhm.
doing that and they start doing their own things, y'all become individuals living together,
Yeah.
and
And
that's
see
something
that,
you don't want.
that right. And that's something that I didn't mind doing, his hobbies or anything like that. Um I didn't mind doing that stuff with him. Basically mostly our hobbies was almost the same anyway. He liked to decorate, he likes to watch shows that has stuff to do with building houses or
Yeah,
decoration.
I remember that y'all two was putting stuff together. I'm like, y'all made that. So y'all had right, y'all had a
Yeah,
very
I
similar
feel
everything, like a bond and everything. I was like,
yeah,
that
and
was
that's
cool. Y'all watched your programs together. Y'all actually would get up and do stuff
yeah,
together. Like let's build this, and we built that, and I was like, that's why it's kind of like just weird to me, like what's happening. I'm just like,
it's
I
still
thought
weird.
like,
It's still weird to me, but I have to let it go because this is what he wants. This is not what I want, and this is what he wants. So I can't keep asking somebody to be with me if they don't want to be with me. And it took me a minute to see that and to understand that no matter how much hurt I was and how much I wanted to be with him, because I wanted to be with that person till we were dead and gone because we had
right.
a bond. The problem we had was the communication and him comprehending and him getting angry over stuff and not explaining to me why he's upset. He will hold stuff in and then explode at the end of the day or end of a argument or whatever and just explode and start going off, and I'm like, well, where all this come from? You ain't never told me. If I'm asking you, is there something in this marriage that I can do differently or change something about me that could make the marriage work or be better, tell me. Nothing. It will always be, no, I need to work on myself. I need to stop lying to you. I need to put you as a priority, and that's what he would tell me. So I was lost on stuff. So
Well,
now,
my friend Terry told me something about the reason why his first marriage failed, and he said that she was not letting me, like, the more and more we were married, the longer it was, he wasn't feeling like a man anymore. Like she wouldn't allow me to be the man that I am. And I'm like, I was feeling demasculated being with her all the time. It's like she kept stripping me of my manhood. And it's like, I can't be, I'm not going to be a child and you're going to tell me what to do. And he was saying that I wasn't being heard. So that's how Terry was feeling in his marriage. And he ended up getting a divorce and going to a woman who basically, he's happy, been there 16 years. So Terry, I'm like, well, Terry been married 16 years now, but with his second wife. But he said that's why in the first marriage it didn't work out because
Okay,
that
did
was the
he
main
tell her
sticking
that?
point.
Because I talked to a
Yeah,
lot.
he told her that when they got after the divorce, they went to marriage counseling one time and he gave up. He's like, oh no, that's when he gave me, like, he was gonna give it to my other friend who needed the marriage counseling. He had
Mm.
paid for all these hours, and they went one time to marriage counseling, and right away they said, "Oh no, we getting a divorce. It is clear." After the one
See, that's the
meeting, no,
thing.
no,
See, and that's the thing. That's the communication where he failed at on that part too. Because if you feel like, because first of all, I talked to a lot of men about that subject before, and
right,
almost every last one of these men said that a woman cannot emasculate a man unless he allows it. If he doesn't
right.
speak up and tell her, "Hey, this is what you're doing. This is how you making me feel," and
Hmm.
I heard that that's what he said about me. With one of them phone call when I told you about that phone call that
Yeah.
that person told me he said that to him. And I'm like,
What,
how can
like what
I
Terry went through? Like he got
yeah,
demasculated or something?
yeah. And I'm like, how can I do that to him and he didn't tell me? Because I can't do something to you if you tell me. Then that means I need to correct myself. I can't
Right. You
emasculate you if I don't know that I'm doing it, or you not telling me, hey, this is how I feel, this is what you making me feel like, then I need to stop that. But see, some men that use that to make their self look good and make the other person look like a victim. Or I mean not a victim, a villain.
Well, yeah, because I ran into Terry's wife because she's best friends with my ex girlfriend. That's
Mm,
her best friend. That's how I end up meeting the best friend because they were married, and I end up making a mistake with her and going out with her friend, and
right.
that was terrible. But I talked to her years later, and she was like, "Oh, he's not telling you. He don't know how to communicate." See, then that's the one thing too that people got to learn. Communication and yelling are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could be confrontational when you're communicating without, it's not really communicating with somebody. You're basically yelling and arguing with somebody. And a lot of people think that's communicating. That's not. You're just yelling and arguing. And there's ways to do things because if you're too confrontational or you blow up, people will shell up and not want to tell you anything. They
Right.
won't even have a discussion with you or have a conversation because they think if I say this, that person's gonna blow up. So
But
they'll just keep it all bottled up and won't say anything, and
but
then
see,
it
and that's
become a bigger
wrong.
problem down the road. You're
Right,
right; it's
that's
wrong
wrong.
because it'd be
That's
a
wrong.
bigger problem down the road, and then that
Right.
leads to stress. It leads to all, and then the other person may not know what's going on.
Right. And
They
that's the
think you're
problem.
okay with it because you haven't said anything, so they think,
Right.
hey, you're okay with all of it.
Right. And see, I ain't never held nothing in. I will always say what's bothering me. And he was a little agitated when I would say stuff like that to him, or he'll think I'm talking to him like a child. I'm not talking to you like a child. I'm talking to you because I'm trying to let you know how I feel. And I'm asking you, how do you feel? And I with him, I went through a lot of stuff with him. And when I was talking to my counselor, I I told him, I said, we both went through something.
Hmm.
And we both love each other. Well, I know I love him. Right now, I don't see any love or care from him to me right now. I don't see any of
Oh,
that.
well, he
I'm
loved
no,
you.
I'm
I
look,
could I could see it. He love you.
I don't see it. I don't see it because Love is a person, a action. It's an action, and if I'm not seeing that, I can't feel that. So I don't know if he love or care for me. But when I was talking to my counselor, I'll let you know in a minute. When I was talking to my counselor, he was like, we both been through a lot of stuff. Like we supposed to been doing marriage counseling, but he's been making up a whole lot of, and this is what he wanted to do. But again, from that person, he just did it because he was going to do it because that's what I wanted, not what he wanted. And I don't want you to do anything for me because it's what I want. I want you to do it because you want it. And when I was talking to my marriage counselor, he was like, because I told him from when I was young and growing up, my dad, my stepdad, would talk to my mom like he was good to her to a certain extent, but he would talk down to her. And when they get into arguments, he would, push her down and sit on her to make her not get up, and she'd be frustrated. And he would sit on her while she's fussing and trying to get up and hollering for him to get off of her. And he like, no, not until you calm down. So with me and my sisters seeing this, I'm like, I don't want no man like that. I don't want no man to tell me how I supposed to feel and what I supposed to do. So that was one of my traumas that I had as a young girl, seeing that, and then seeing other females in my family get beat up by their husbands and stuff. So
Hmm.
that made me feel like, no, I ain't about to go through none of this. So, and then seeing my boy cousins cheat on their wives and cheat on their girlfriends and stuff like that. One of my cousins brung his girlfriend around his wife and had his wife thinking that his girlfriend was his friend's girlfriend. So I had my own little traumas going through that. And then
Oh wow.
with him, my husband, he had his own thing, seeing his dad with other women, had kids by other women, and his mom accepted it, the other kids, and he seen, it was okay with his mom that his dad was cheating, and he had different women and had a bunch of kids by all these different women. So he feeling like, okay, that's how you supposed to be with that woman, and him living with other people that he grew up with, and they living in other people homes and stuff like that. So I didn't live that. So when we got together, that collided once we got older, and I'm starting to see all of this. Me not wanting to be with nobody, basically making me feel like I have to listen, or him being with a woman that he feel like talking to him like a child. So my counselor's like, we both need counseling so we can understand each other.
Right.
And we don't understand each other to a certain extent. And he's not willing to go to counseling for us to do that. So I was doing counseling before we got to this point. And I started talking to him more calm. I started when arguments would come up, I try to talk to him calmly, but he would still holler and scream, and I try to calm him down because he done had, you know, um, health issues. So I didn't want him to go back to that. And I always been there. I always wanted to be. I didn't want to change him. I wanted to build him up. I wanted him to be this man that nobody could talk about him or make fun of him. I wanted to see him be something.
Right.
And I don't know what happened. And I apologize for that. I apologize for anything that I had did that hurting him or anything. And I meant that. I meant that. Because if you felt that I did something wrong to you, and me not knowing that I did something wrong to you, because I never cheated on him, always been loyal to him, always took him back when he did me wrong. Um, I'm not saying that he should do the same, but I was always that wife. That to me, I was a good wife. Um, but I apologize for if I did anything, and it wasn't just the apology for him, it was for me too, because I had to release stuff from myself, and I had to notice some of the stuff in that I probably could have, stopped, or something that I could have had caused. But I tried to communicate with this man all the time and never got any communication with him. It was always a shutdown. I always, no, there's nothing wrong with you. You're fine. So of course I'm gonna assume that I'm everything is cool and dandy.
All right, and plus, when I date a girl, I don't want to control nobody. I don't ever want to control where you go, what you do. I want people to evolve and become better. I want to elevate you. I
Mm,
want to help you become better. I don't want to be the person that is like dominant and like you're under my control because like if I make more money than you, like I control you, it's my house. I don't want you to feel like a prisoner. I don't want to do that. That's not a relationship. That's not a bond. I'd rather help you become great and we could be great together. It's like they were saying, like a business, like a partnership. I
yeah.
was like, man, we got it. Like, yeah, let's have fun growing together and both being successful and getting to where we got to go or what we want to do. That's the fun part. I was
Yeah.
like, why you want to control somebody? That is not fun. I don't know where somebody would see the fun in controlling another person. I would never want to do that because I'm like, they're not there because they want to be. You forcing them to be, they want to get away from you. I'll be scared they gonna poison me. I'll
Mhm.
be like,
And I feel that he probably felt like that too, that I was controlling, but to a certain extent that was just for him to, that I felt that he wanted to use that as to be a victim, because I wasn't controlling. Because I asked you where you going and how long you gonna be, you did the same thing to me too. You would ask
well,
me and I
yeah, in a
place.
relationship, in a marriage, y'all married, so yeah,
Right,
everybody should know where you're going. That's just for
right,
safety reasons, and
right,
for I need to know where you're going. If something happened to you, I need to know. Well, I know he was going there and he's not back yet, and I'm calling. I'm concerned.
right,
So you're right. You got to do that. See me, like I had that mistake before because I never was really living with anybody. I'm living on my own, so I just get up and go.
right,
So it wasn't. They was like, you ain't say nothing. You just walked out there. I'm like, oh, because I'm so used to living alone. That I'll just pick up and go. I don't have to report to anybody like where I'm going.
right.
So that's some stuff I had to get used to. Like when I was dating in a relationship before, like that crazy girl, the one I was just telling you about, the friend
Mhm,
of hers, I was
mhm.
just thinking about her before. That Serena Williams chick. And she was stronger than me. And I knew I should have got out that day when she slammed my car door. But when I got in that car accident and she had to drive me up there to get my stuff out the car, that was the last day I saw her. She was so mad she had to take me up there to get stuff out of my car. And it was like she thought like I was gonna be dependent on her for
Okay.
rides and everything. So she just started to like, I can't do this no more. I mean, that was like we talked after that because I'm like, I'm in a car accident, my car's totaled. I'm just getting my stuff out. I'm sore as can be. Like I can barely move. Everything
Wow.
hurts. So I'm laid up. She ain't helping me recover or nothing. And she talking to me, annoying her now every time we talk. So I'm just like, wow. When the chips is down, but everything was good leading up into that. We gonna get our own place and we gonna do this. So she thought this derailed everything. Oh my God. I was like, thank God this accident cleared up a whole lot. Cause cause she's gone. I was like, I ain't have to get rid of her crazy self and be bothered. And I'm like, Terry, this is did me a wonder
Right.
getting away from that woman. Cause I ain't know how I was gonna escape. I'm like, I want out and I don't know how to get out. I I felt trapped. I wanted out of that relationship and that gave me my out. She walked away after that accident. So I said, this is a fresh start. So it was the best thing that ever happened to me was not having her no more because she was just she wasn't lovable at all. You know,
Right.
she's from Dominica, so she's not even from this country. So she wasn't very lovable. She
Wow.
was she had a very mean streak, but she had to be that way. I guess where she was at, she had to be, tough. So I'm just like, I don't know what it was like over there, but she looked like Serena Williams, and that was that. That's what got me in trouble. I had to learn from that now. Just because she looked like Serena, don't mean she's Serena.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, this is about to be a fresh start for me. It's about to be a
Well,
fresh start for me.
that's the part that's hurt too. See, the fresh start is different for me. Like when I liked the girl, and like she had other interests, or we were talking, and it seemed like we were gonna end up together. And this was what 5 6 years ago,
Mm.
and we seemed like okay, well then we'll see if we could find time to make this work. And it just like once you start like, man, this is like really gonna work out, and then when you see it's not working, and like I told you, that trip from Houston and came back, and I'm just like, what happened to you? And then it's not like you could pick up and go. It's hard to, especially if you actually care for the other person. That's
Mm.
hard. You just can't hit it like a switch and turn it off and be like, all right, well, I'm gonna go talk to another person. It can't. Like it was other girls that wanted to talk to me. It was crazy, but I I didn't have any, I cared for that person. So it's like I couldn't just go and rotate over to somebody else. That takes time. So I
Yeah.
was like, that'll take a lot of time for me because I'm somebody who has to care about somebody. I just
Right.
can't.
That's me too. Um, because I done had a few guys approach me to try to, talk to me or whatever. And I turned them down at that time because I wasn't ready to start dating or anything like that. But by me moving, um I feel like it's a fresh start for me. I'm still continue to heal. Um and make sure that before I start dating that my heart is healed and also I'm over him because I don't want to bring nothing into a new relationship with somebody if I still have, strong feelings for him.
That's
And
good. That is really good because that does happen sometimes. I was accidentally doing it. I was so mind gone off the relationship. I was you doing that, you eating the food just like she did. I was like, I was just, right. I don't want to eat here no more because this is the place we ate. And I was, oh man, yeah, I was bad. I was sharing way too much and they were not interested to hearing it. I was sharing way too much information. They were like, "You sharing way too much," because they do not care about your ex at all. They do not care about what she did, what she ate. She
right.
is not her. And she was
Yeah.
like, the one girl, she was like, "Look, I am not her. Okay, I don't eat like her. I don't laugh." I'm like, "Yeah, you do. Y'all got the same laugh."
Dang.
Yeah, it was bad for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was messed up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, well, I was a while ago. I was really, really messed up. I was just, oh, I'm so glad I'm so far from that now. Oh my goodness, I can just see how I can just visual how I was at the beginning, and oh my goodness, it was horrible,
Yeah.
horrible. I mean,
I
I
didn't
still,
think it would be this. I didn't think it would be like this long ever.
I didn't think
Like
it
I
would
thought
be
it would
either.
be.
Yeah, I thought we was gonna
Yeah.
be able to fix it. I thought we was gonna be able to get it back together. I wanted us to work it out so bad, but I have to
I'm still
respect.
optimistic. I still think it's gonna happen.
he already have he hasn't said it completely out his mouth, but he's showing actions of it that he don't want to come back to me. So I can't force it. You know, it's gonna be somebody out there that's gonna value me and that's gonna treat me like I should be treated and love me the correct way and be able to handle me and to be able to, if they feel I'm doing something wrong or saying something wrong to them, they're gonna be able to communicate that to me. Hey baby, I ain't like what you said a few minutes ago. Um that was wrong what you said. That's what I need. I need a man that's going to be able to communicate with me and then communicate with me without raising a voice or hollering at me when they get angry because they done got fed up. No, I'm gonna need you to correct me right then and there, or 5 minutes later once you calm down, and then come back to me and say, babe, I didn't like how you did that, or da 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 da. My husband right now, he does not do that. And now since he has his own place, he's distant himself from me. He doesn't call me Latrice. He doesn't call me Bay. He doesn't do any of that. When he sees me, whenever he sees me, he calls me lady. He say, "Hey lady." And that bothered me at a point in time. Like, lady. Oh, okay. All right. I mean, it's just certain stuff that he do, and I'm so glad that you feel that we might get back together or whatever. But just seeing his
Yeah, I,
actions,
I I feel the move might be a stretch, but I feel that he might move down there. I just it might happen. I just can't see y'all not. It just don't. It seems weird that it's been this long. I just think that was your soulmate. I
yeah, I
just
do
think that
too.
was the one.
I do too. I really do. I agree everything what you saying. I feel that way also, but he feels a different type of way because if he felt like okay, okay, put yourself as if you was married for that long and you got a separation from your wife and now she's moving to Texas or whatever. What would you do? Would you just continue on to stay where you stand at, or would you try to tell her, hey, look, don't do this, or hey, I'm moving with you, I love you, don't do this? Anything? No. Mine's haven't did that. Mine's was like, well, I just want y'all to be safe. Y'all just, take care of yourself. So that again, that's not telling me nothing. I have to move on. I can't sit here. He told me that he had to be by himself for a year or 2 years. I can't take that chance. It's about to be a year in August. I can't wait 2 years. If I wait 2 years and then after 2 years he be like, you know what? I found me somebody else and I want to be with them. I done wasted 2 years waiting on you when I could have been with somebody else or dating somebody else to get to that point, and now I done wasted it on you, and you decide to say no. I can't do that. I can't waste I'm already done wasted 8 months. Can't do that. Can't do that. Either you.
Well, you can use that time to work on yourself, and you
Yeah.
don't have to be prisoner to it, just to anybody's timetable. You just work on your life, and if in 2 years you wanted to move on, or you've already moved on, then that person has made a risk and a gamble, that was their decision. They wanted to wait 2 years or 3 years or how many ever. That's that person's decision,
Yeah.
but life is
Yeah, that's
not.
why I mean that's what I
Yeah,
plan
life is
on.
short. It ain't long. It
Right.
seems long, but it's short.
And
So
that's what I plan on
I
doing
can't
though.
take years. I can't take years.
Right.
I,
And that's what
I
I
can't wait.
and that's what I plan on doing. Just continue focusing on myself and healing myself. me going to counseling and marriage counseling or whatever, it's been doing me justice because I've been figuring myself out. I've been finding myself. I'm happy that I'm not this person that was crying all the time. I mean, all the time. And I'm glad that I'm past that point now. And I know what I want. I know who I am, and I know my worth. And I'm continuing on with my counseling. I mm-mm,
Right.
mm-mm.
And for me, it's a little different because I come from like I'm I'm more of a carer because like when you date someone and you're really close to that person and she always wanted to be married. I really would, was like, maybe one day, but I know like I loved her
Mm-hmm.
and she was sick, and then she ended up getting leukemia and then she died. That, and I never had that closure with her,
Right.
and that kind of messed me up completely because I didn't know how to respond to that, and it was like I just got a call, and once I got the call, it was like, she's gone.
Right.
I was like, what? Because I got the call, she was like on deathbed, type, and I was like, what? Like I was just calling, and I talked to her brother, and he was upset and was like, the doctor gave her the wrong medicine, and they was trying this out, and now she's having a reaction to it because they didn't know that because she had sickle cell anemia. Now I knew her brother, they all had the trait because it's
Right.
in their family, but
Right.
she was the only one that had sickle cell anemia, and she was born on New Year's,
Mm.
and she was they told her like don't get too attached, she won't make it to 5 when she
Oh
was
wow.
born. Yeah, they told her like she's in a real bad state, she might not live to 5, and so I'm just letting you guys know to prepare you guys right away. And this is when she was born, so they've always gave her a low expectation to live when
Mm.
she was born, and she kept exceeding that. So when I met her, I told you about the story how we met. And we when we met, I was so turned off at what her cousin did. It was years later we ended up dating. It was just crazy. I was like, oh yeah, that was the same thing. And she thought I was two different people. Because she remember my nickname was Magnificent. So she thought that was a whole nother person. So it was like we ended up bonding and becoming really tight. I was like, I went to church with this girl. So I was like, hey, everybody, I was like, we went to church together. We were so close and spent like a lot of time. We really like were there with it. And she always wanted to be married. And me and my trust issues, I was, I'm just like, I don't know. And
Right.
then it was a guy that liked her, and he was mad that we were so close and was dating, and he was trying to sabotage us by telling me, "Man, don't get all the new guys that come around, and you'll see."
Right.
She used to like me back in the day. Anybody new come around, so I'm like, oh, okay. Thanks for telling me. I'm listening to this guy, not knowing that this guy was mad because he always wanted to date her and she would shoot him down. So I
Wow.
didn't know anything. Yeah, so my trust issues came into play. I'm like, she says she loves me, but is this just because I'm the new guy around?
Right.
So
Right.
now I'm letting somebody else get me all suspicious and going through these trust issues. So yeah, it was nuts at that time. But to see her get ill, it would frustrate me because she would never let me help her. Like I'll be trying, she wants to do it herself, even when she's sick.
Right.
She wants to feed herself. I'm like, you're too weak. Let me feed you right now. She
Oh.
don't like that. Yeah, so I was helping her as much as I can. And me, I'm just a protector and want to be the first one. I'm like, that's my nature. I just can't help it. I'm like, I gotta help you. Like let me help you. And she just
Right.
wouldn't let me. help her. And I was like so frustrated. I left. I was like, all right, then fine. I'm home. I'm going home. I
Like
left. And yeah, because she wouldn't let me help her. And then
I
she
don't
was
blame
feeling
you.
better. And then we talked. And then we'll go hang out. And then, like, the last time we spoke, we just had like a little mini falling out because once again, she was not letting me help her and she was falling asleep from the medicine. The medicine had her drowsy that she was on and she was trying to eat and was falling asleep and the spoon is like falling. I'm like, let me help you. Like let me help you.
Right.
And she's no, I'm okay. And then oh my God, they had to do this like surgery on her. They had to break a bone on her hip to test. Oh my God, it was so painful. She went through so much pain. I was just like, she was so tough. And I was just like, my God, how are you this tough? If you had to be woke for all this stuff and go through this stuff, and I was there in the hospital with her, walked on her around. So the sickness and health, I went through it.
You
So
was
I
all
was like,
it.
yeah, so I was already content. Like, this would probably be the girl I'm going to marry. But I just was like, marriage was just like, it's forever. It's the scariest thing in the world. Everybody, don't get married ever. I'm like, all right, don't worry. And these from my friends that are married. They don't get married ever, man. You doing the
Can't
right
go.
thing.
You can't go off of what other people say. Like even if we do end up getting divorced, I still want to get married again. I still want to be a wife again.
Yeah, women love that stuff. Like I'm just like, for me, if I get married, that's one time shop. It's gonna be a lot of lawyers. It's gonna be a lot of stuff at City Hall. It's gonna be a long process. This girl she wanted to get married with me in the desert of Egypt, and she want one of them long dresses that blow in the wind. I'm like, you just want the show. You want to post this stuff on Facebook. You want a long dress blowing in the wind for what?
But
It's you in the desert.
but look, she can do that. That's gonna be her money. She supposed to pay for that.
Well, she could pay for it, but where the hell I'm gonna be? I ain't gonna be in no desert. I'm like, when you come back from taking your picture, you could Photoshop me there, cause I ain't gonna be in no desert. We
Right.
gonna get married via StreamYard. Like right now, I'll be on the stream. Like, how you
This
doing in the
this
desert?
this man told me before. He said, "Marry someone that's gonna be able to wipe your butt when you can't."
Yeah, and that's why I guess I end up with nurses.
Uh
I done dated 3 nurses and they were all bad. I told you the one I'm telling you about now is a nurse. The one that want the long dress blowing in the wind.
Oh God.
Yeah, nurse. She was done, went back to being a nurse after the pandemic was over. I mean, when the pandemic started, they needed people to go back to nursing, so she went back. I'm like, why do they have people nursing people that shouldn't be? Because she is not very welcome and she's just bossy.
Right.
I was just like, you are way too bossy to be somebody caring for people. I can see you right now. Get in there. Sit down. Get in
Right.
that bed. Don't you get back up. I'll be like, oh, yeah. No, you shouldn't be there. So she was freaking out during COVID. Like me and her spoke, and I haven't talked to her in a while. So that's how we started communicating again. And I was like, yeah, she's way too controlling. She went and changed the dinner menus. I told you we had 2 reservations. I'm like,
Oh
why do
yeah,
we have
yeah, yeah.
all you had to do was control for you. She can't help herself. Even while she in there, we gonna do the wine. Don't you want a bottle of wine? I'm like, you can say we can get 2 bottles of wine. I got a coupon for wine. I'm like, my God. I'm like, are you a drunk? She drunk a whole bottle of wine. I had a half a glass. She drunk the whole bottle. And then they gave her, she had the 2 bottles. She's like, I'm gonna take this one home. Unless you want to take it home, oh no, you take it home. I'm like, this woman is in something else. And I'm like, you a nurse? Then I had the
Right.
other nurse I dated didn't care about me. I'm like, man, what kind of nurse is you? You cared about everybody except for the man you was dating.
Right.
I'm like, she's like, I'm dizzy. I got a headache. I was like, man, I was like, I think I probably gotta go. She was like, take some Advil and shut up. I'm like, take some Advil and shut up. What kind of nurse is you?
Oh man.
I'm telling you, like for days, this is not like a regular headache. This is like stress or something. Like it was like one of those migraine type headaches. So I was like,
Right.
yeah, I'm like, it's stress or something. I might need to go in to the doctor. And she was like, well, then go in. You just been
Oh.
complaining. Take some Advil. Shut up. I'm
Oh.
like, y'all just something else. Then the other nurse, she just way too busy. She worked like 20 hours a day. I'm like, we can't have no relationship. She just lay down, go to sleep, be in the scrubs. Next thing you know, back to work.
Wow. Mm.
Yep. I'm like, I don't know when you free, and then when we do go to the dinner, you falling asleep at the table. I was like, so we went out to dinners. We went to the Yummy Bowl. She falling asleep at the table. Then she a picky eater too. That's what I was like. Oh yeah, we really ain't gonna make it. I'm like, why do you order it, then wait till the food get here, then start complaining about what's in the food? Oh,
Mm,
why
mm.
is this here? I ordered the one without the seeds. Does this come with this? Oh, I didn't know it came with that. Let me get this out. And now I just, you know what? Can y'all take this back and just give me the noodles? I'm like, oh my god, I can't take this. I cannot take this.
Mm,
Yep, my three crazy nurses.
mm, 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 mm.
So this is why nurses are out.
Wow. What about doctors?
Ah man, I don't think I've ever dated a doctor. I've dated a girl that had a doctorate degree. She had actually got a doctorate, but she was an honorary doctor. So that was it. So that was the closest I ever got to a doctor. But
Right.
no, it's just always the nurses.
Mm,
I
mm,
was
mm.
like, I want them to take care of me in case I get sick. But you're right. I gotta get somebody to wipe my butt when I can't. That's when I feel like I get married. I'll be like, yeah, I can't reach my butt. Let me get married.
Well, I had that. I had that. That he would have did it. He would have did it.
Yeah,
And I
that's
would
hard to do to find somebody to take care of you when you're ill.
and I would have did it for him. And I've been there for him when he was ill and sick a bunch of times. And I, stayed in the hospital for him. Made sure them nurses and doctors was doing right by him. But yeah.
Well, I had some good girlfriends, but they was not what I needed, and I did the right thing by 'em by breaking it off. And now she's married, and she was a sweet girl too. She's just her family controlled her, and that was her problem. We were
Oh,
like peas in a pie. It was like no problems, nothing. It's just I knew what she wanted, and what she wanted was somebody working 9 to 5, come home, and I'm just like, that's not where I'm going. I'm like, I'm working to go someplace else. I'm not going to be at this job that we working at forever. That is not
right,
it. This is temporary. I'm
right,
getting my start, my business. I'm going this way, and you just want like marriage, 9 to 5, be with me, and that was fun. But I'm just like, I'm not in that mode right now, and I
right,
can't with you pulling me down to do these things. It's like, her mom's dinner party, and I'm not there because I'm over here trying to do the boxing show and all this. I'm trying to get all of this off the ground, and I'm like, I
right,
gotta be dedicated to this right now. And I can't. I understand your mother's dinner party, and her mother was a piece of work. Her mother messed her whole life up. Then she moved away from her mom. Then the mom moved close to her just to manipulate her and use her some more. It was just terrible. Moved in the same building as her, so she couldn't get away. I'm
Wow.
like, oh my god, mom then fake falsified every thing in her name and used her social security to order stuff. Yeah, she did so much stuff to her, and she just was such a kind heart, and that's her thing. She's hard to tell her mama no, and that's just sad that her mom was taking advantage of her, and then her sisters got 55 kids, and then want her to babysit. And I'm like, why? So she can go make 25 more? I was like,
Right.
like, what are you doing? Like, you out here, she going to Inglewood, almost got me killed. I'm like waiting on her. Like three people that been shot on her porch, and one of them died. And you want me to get up there and get killed? I'm like, everybody is wondering what this truck is doing on the corner. I had that my truck then, and I'm like, look, you better come outside. I'm like, you look, they ain't finna shoot me.
Right. Right.
I'm like, don't call me to come pick you up from here. And when I come, you should be looking out the window, coming outside when I'm pulling up. I'm like, y'all got everybody on the corner looking in here trying to. I'm like, they making a decision on should they shoot this truck up. And I'm like, I'm watching them make the decision. I turned on my interior light so they could see me and see that I am not on anything crazy. Will
Right.
you please come outside? What is you doing? I'm like, look, this is the last time I pick you up from your sisters. But yeah, I had to do the right thing and break up with her so she can go ahead and find that guy. I'm like, you need to find that guy
Yeah.
that's gonna be with you through thick and thin. The whole thing that you want, you deserve that. You want to have a, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, that relationship, the marriage, the 9 to 5 guy. You need that. That
Hmm.
ain't me. So
Right.
I'm like, we had fun time. She was like, she did not want to break up at all. She did not. And she had done nothing wrong. And I'm like, you have done nothing wrong. Trust me. You've done nothing wrong, but you just got too much going on right now in your life. And you need to go on and focus on somebody. I'm not finna hold you hostage with one day. This is gonna be the marriage. I'm not gonna do that to you. That's not fair.
Right. Right.
So,
That's
right. I'm
yeah.
not selfish like that.
I understand. But I am excited though. I'm excited to move. I
I'm
am
I'm
so
not happy y'all go. That is not something that's gonna make me happy. And I'm thinking about little man.
You
I'll
got
be like, oh man,
today.
yeah, I got to see him today. He was happy to see me too,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
playing with his video game. He was gone.
Yeah. He's a little excited because I told him we was moving to Texas. He's excited. And I'm like,
Yes.
it's a new adventure.
Yep. That's just, I don't know. I'm just not happy with everybody moving. I'm like not really happy with the move.
Well, at least you know if you ever decide to come to Texas, you know you got some people down there. You know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, y'all going in an area that I think I got a few people that's like on the outskirts of there. Like my friend works in, he's in Houston, so that's
Okay.
about an hour and a half away.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's just
Cause I got a cousin that's in Dallas. Um, I don't think I have nobody in Austin, Texas.
yeah. The lady up here that at the the karaoke place
Uh huh.
that we went, yeah, she's from Austin.
Oh,
So
okay.
Yeah, she's from Austin, Texas. So she was like, "That's where I'm born and bred." I'm like, "Oh, okay." She's from Austin, Texas, and I was like, "Oh, okay." So she know all about it. I was
Yeah,
like, "All
I
right,
I
well,
went up there
if
to
you."
visit before when Anton used to live in Austin, Texas. I like it. I wanted to
It's-
move. I wanted to move there years ago.
I'm not somebody that like a lot of change. I
Dang.
take me, it take me a long time to adjust to some change. I'll be fighting and screaming. Don't like change. Like I gotta get used to my sister and this baby shower thing. I'm like, I'm sending a gift. They like, you ain't going to the baby shower. I'm like, why would I be at a baby shower? They like, that is your sister. I'm like, and she's still gonna be my sister. I'm gonna send,
Right.
I'm gonna send a gift.
Right. Dang.
I don't want to be at a baby shower. I'm like, I don't like change. I'm like, I need stuff to stay on the same trajectory. We can go either up or down a little bit, but I don't like a lot of change.
Right.
Like move to a new town and whatever. I'll be, oh no. That's why I don't be wanting to take these vacation trips out of towns and stuff.
Right. I wanna
Mm-mm.
I wanna take a cruise for 14 days.
You and these trips, boy, you love taking trips. See,
But
that's why you can.
I haven't took any trips for 2 years, and I feel like I need a reboot, and I need to take a trip. And I priced it today to see, so I need to know how much I need to start saving. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go this year if it happens next year, but I priced it, and the guy said for me for I think it was either 9 or 14 days it was going to be 1,500 for me, and I'm like, that's a decent price. Um, I just gotta see how much my plane ticket is gonna be, and then I have to save up spending money.
Yep. So I don't know how you could think vacation when you gotta move. That'd be the last thing on my mind. I'd
I'm
be
trying to get all my goals. Well, my traveling goals.
goal. A
My
vacation
traveling.
is a goal.
No, it's a traveling goal. I'm making me a
Oh my
traveling
goodness.
goal list, and that's
I
what
ain't
I
no
want
way
to.
I could be thinking about vacation. I mean, my mind will be so focused on where in the world I'm gonna be, where I'm living, what job I'm gonna be doing. I
Well,
don't know. I'll be so my mind will be all over the place. I'll be like
I already looked at
vacation
some.
of the trip. I could even function on a vacation.
I already looked
My
at
mind be all
some
over the place.
apartments. Already, we looked at some apartments. We looked at some houses online. Um, I'm probably gonna start off with. I haven't had an apartment in years, so I'm probably gonna start off with an apartment if for the year. And if I want to continue to stay down there, then the next year I'm gonna try to get a house and move into a house. But I'm gonna start off with an apartment first.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
Why?
Starting off with an apartment down there is bad. Depending on well, you going down there with how many people? Like four or five. So what type of
Yeah.
apartment you getting? Because you get an apartment, you end up getting stuck, and then you be stuck in an apartment,
Why you
and you
say
be
I'll
like,
be
what?
stuck?
They find a way to keep you in an apartment in that lease. They'd be like, look, we gonna keep you in the lease, or they'll be like, oh, the apartment's damaged, you gotta stay here, or fix this or fix that. They're gonna be like, oh, we can't fix that. That's not covered. Y'all did this, destroyed this thing here. You ain't gonna have the deposit. It'd be all kind of ways to keep you stuck. And that's why I don't like apartments.
I don't
Them
either.
landlords be
But
trying to
see, I
keep
don't
people
know.
in.
I don't know how the housing is. Because we've seen a couple of houses I wouldn't mind. But then I was looking at the apartments. They really nice. Got a pool. They got a gym, um, playground,
Yeah,
and
I
everything.
never been to Austin, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, and the houses they're nice. I seen most of them. They're nice. Got your garage. You got your backyard. Fenced in backyard. And so that's what I want because you got more room and less rules. But with the apartment, you got less room and more rules. So
Yeah.
I just gotta figure it out on whichever one. But I thank you for being on
I
here.
thank you
Something
for letting me come on. I know everybody like, man, okay, you've been driving for a minute. I was like, yeah, I know. I didn't pull it up where I'm going. I done been around here 2, 3 times.
right. But
I'm gonna
all
try to
right.
win some money on these slots.
Man, I wish I could because I sure would take that money and put it towards my cruise. But my cruise and my plane ticket, the way you've been winning money. But
Yeah.
I gotta take Anton to his friend house because he leaves tomorrow to go to I think North Carolina. I think that's where he's going for a week to hang out. So I'm like, all right.
To hang out. Man, my God, y'all just love to travel.
I
I be
do.
like, wait a
I
minute, we moving, ain't we?
I
I'll be
do.
like,
I
should we
do.
be saving our money up for this move?
I love traveling, and I haven't traveled in 2 years, so I'm itching
Like,
for it.
he going to North Carolina, you talking about getting on a boat, and I'm like, wait a minute,
Well,
ain't
see,
y'all supposed to
I ain't
be
paid for nothing. I ain't paid for nothing. My funds right now is a little funny, so I ain't paid for nothing. I'm
moving?
still focusing on the move, but I would like to go
Oh,
on a cruise. But
oh my goodness. Well,
all
I tell
right.
you, I just don't know how y'all do it. But all right, thanks for having me on. And everybody in the comment section, don't forget, y'all subscribe to this page, hit the notification bell so you can get notified when she goes live. Like I got notified. It came up, ping, that you was live.
Uh-uh.
So, yeah,
All
right
right
when
then.
I'm getting my hair cut.
Right.
All
All
right, you
right
have a
then.
good day.
Thank you so much. You too. Bye bye.
All right, bye bye.